Hello once again and welcome to this tutorial. Today will be to this Python tutorial. Today we'll be learning about functions, and it's a very important aspect of Python. So please be keen and attentive. So without too much explaining, please don't forget again to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Let's go. So what are functions? Functions are a set of instructions which perform a specific task and can be used multiple times. So I'm just going to show you the syntax of a function. So I'm going to comment this out. So let me say, so we start a function by defining using the def keyword, then function name, parameters. I'll teach you about parameters and arguments in this course. Then indent, then statements. After that, you can either return something or you can leave it out. It must not have a return statement. It's optional. So return something or don't return, that's optional. That's it. That's the basic syntax of a function in Python. So let's go. So I'm going to explain this in short detail. So the def keyword or the definition is used to declare a function. So you declare a function using the def keyword. Then the function name, you can call it any name you want. Then parameters. Parameters consist of variables used by the function, like two numbers to be summed. So not all functions have parameters, so parameters will be in here. Sorry, parameters. The difference between parameters and arguments. Parameters are declared in the function, while arguments are declared outside the function so that they can be used in place of the parameters. I'll show you later on how this works. So parameters consist of variables used by the function, like two numbers to be summed. Then the statements. Statements are the operations which need to perform. The return statement, which is very optional or is optional, marks the end of the function and can be used to return the output. You can avoid putting it if you don't have to return any value yourself. Just say it's optional. So let me write a very simple function that does not have a return statement. So let me say define. Let me call this function hello world. Hello world. You declare a function name just like a variable name. Then the parameters does not have any. Then print hello world. Hello world. So that's it. So when we run this code, let me show you something. Nothing will happen because I've not invoked this function, or I've not called this function. I've only invoked it, but I've not called this function. I've not invoked it. I've only defined it. So to invoke a function, come to a new line, then you write the function name and the brackets. So when we run this code now, you can see it returns hello world. So this is called function calling. Since the beginning of time, when we were writing coding print hello world, we were actually making a call to the print function and passing a parameter that we wanted to print out the screen. As you can just see here, this is also a function in its own way. Print is a built-in function. There may be hundreds of lines written to make it work. So just this simple print function there are very many lines of code that makes this print function work as it's working. My hello world function just has only one line of code. It's just a simple function so that you understand how to write functions. So If there were no functions, we might have been writing all those lines again whenever we need to write something to the screen. So you can see how functions are very important, and I'll advise you to make amends with functions and learn how to use them. Anything you write them in functions so that you can understand them better. So remember to indent the function call at the beginning of the line. If you indent it, let me show you. If you indent it in the middle of the line, nothing will happen because it takes this as part of this function. So nothing will happen. But if you indent it at the beginning of the line, you can see it prints hello world. So indentation is very important in Python. Please remember that. So let me go to a little bit of a complex, not that complex, but a little complex function. So we are going to call this next function. Let me just delete everything. Let me just delete everything. Then we write our next function, which will add two numbers. So we have said we declare a function by writing the def keyword. It stands for define. So define add numbers. So this function is going to add two numbers. Then inside the parameters, we declare two numbers. Let's say number 1 and number 2. So in the end, don't forget the colon. Then we come down here, we say sum of these numbers. So sum is equals to number 1 plus number 2. Then we print sum. So at the end, let's call this function, let's say add numbers. Then we say 3 and 5. So when we run this code, you can see it returns 3 plus 5 is 8. You can do this in any operations. You can subtract, you can multiply, you can divide, but let's go with addition for now. You can practice those on your own later on. This is just a simple syntax of functions. I'll say this course is about the basic intro to Python. So please, we're not going into more details for now. If you want more details, we go on in our next topic, in our next course, which will be about advanced Python. So thank you. Join me in my next lesson, which will be about operations on numbers and strings.